Hi, welcome to this postnatal Pilates series. We're going to be working through rebuilding and reconnecting the body after having a baby. As you revisit the classes, I want you to think about progression and not perfection. We will be using a small Pilates ball. If you haven't got one of these, you can substitute in a small cushion. Let's get started. So come into the middle of your mat, take your feet about hip distance apart, relax the shoulders back and down, and try and release any tension in the neck. Take a breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And again. Now I want you to take a hand on top of your chest and one on your belly or your abdomen, and make sure that the shoulders are again away from your ears. Continue breathing and breathe out through the mouth. Now I want you to focus on there being an even lift through both the chest and the belly. What I want you to achieve is less chest breathing, so less elevation through the hand on the chest. And on the exhale, I want you to feel like there's a little bit of activity around the hand on your belly. So almost like you're bringing the abs away from the hand. Good. Continue that breathing, but place your hands now down by your side. We're going to marry up that breath now with our pelvic floor. So a lot of retraining and reconnecting the body after having a baby is getting the brain and the muscles in the pelvic floor to work as they did before. So this is going to take a little bit of practice. We're going to think about there being a zipper from your urethra all the way towards your rectum. So from your front through the middle passage to your back passage. We're going to start by breathing in, so the inhale is nice and deep. On the exhale, you're going to try and draw the sensation of the zipper, closing the back passage, closing the middle passage, all the way up towards the front if you can manage it, holding, and on your natural breath, you're going to try and release the zipper or unzip it. And this takes practice, as I mentioned. So breathe in. If you need to close your eyes, now's a good time to do it. On the exhale, we close the zipper, so we zip it up from back passage through the middle and try and bring it up to the front where we hold. If we can, don't worry if you can't at this point. And then we try and coordinate that breath and unzip. 2 more times. Breathing in. On the exhale, we close the back passage, you bring it through the middle passage, try and bring that zippered sensation up to the front. We hold for a second if we can, and then we release the front, the middle, and then the back. And again, so just practicing is really good. On the exhale, close the back passage, bring the sensation through the middle passage up towards the front where we can hold if we can, and then we unzip and bring it back down. So I want you to think about that zippered sensation as we go through the next 6 weeks of videos. So grab the small ball or a cushion if you have it now, and we're going to coordinate the breath and the pelvic floor with a little bit of movement now. So the hands are going to be on either side of the ball. The feet again are about hip distance apart. We're trying to have a little bit of softness in the legs, so we're not super tight through them. We're going to bend the knees, sitting down on the imaginary chair, and then we're going to come up into standing. Now we're going to breathe in to go down, and we're going to exhale, stand up and squeeze the ball slightly. Inhale, bend the knees, sit back down. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, squeeze the ball. Inhale, go down, bend the knees. Exhale, stand up, squeeze the ball. Now, if you can bring that pelvic floor sensation in, now's a good time to do so, and visualize your breath and the ball working together. So that sort of represents the abdominal pressure. We're not squeezing the ball too hard. We're just pressing our hands slightly in towards one another. This will be our last one. Good. Then release the tension in the ball, pop it down, and we're going to come onto the mat now. Coming down onto the mat. we're gonna have our feet and our hands on the mat, underneath our shoulders and underneath our hips. We're gonna try and keep the head up in line with the rest of the spine. What I want you to now think about is just relaxing the belly completely here. So we're gonna find our breathwork connection in this position. As we relax the belly, you might find that the spine slightly moves, or that your pelvis rolls forward, or you feel like you might pinch up in at the top of the spine. That's okay for a second. We're about to correct that with our breath. So we breathe in this relaxed position here, and on the exhale, we're going to try and pull the abs up and in, feel that sort of corset sensation around the belly, and hold for a second. And then again, we're going to inhale, relax the belly, and as you breathe out, pull it all in. 2 more of these. Breathing in, relaxing the belly. On the exhale, as you lift the belly up and in, feel the bit of tightness around the front. Keep your neck relaxed if you can. Inhale, relax it completely. And then exhale, find that sensation again. Now this time, we're gonna move a leg with it. Breathing in once more. On the exhale, reach your left leg to the back of the mat. And then bring it back in on the inhale. So keep that core work going. Exhale, reach your leg away. Inhale, return it back in. And try and stay balanced between the hands and the knees that are on the mat. You're stretching a leg away, then you're bringing it back in. But we're focusing on working with the breath. Exhale, reach out. Inhale, come back in. 2 more. So if this is the first time coming down onto the mat, your arms may feel a little bit tired in this position, so please rest when needed. And we're gonna swap sides now. So keep the pelvis level if you can. Reach your right leg back. Breathe in, return. Exhale, reach it away. Inhale, return. Exhale, reach back. We've got 3 more here. Good, exhale and inhale. Last one coming up now. So you're gonna reach that leg back and then bring it in. Good, if you need to rest now, sit up. So now that we've done the legs, we're gonna add the arms into it now. So like I said, if it feels a bit heavy through the arms at this point, please take your moments to rest. Breathe in once more. As you breathe out, left arm reaches forward. Bring it back underneath you. Exhale, reach it forward. Bring it back in. So work your core here as you reach the arm away. Try and stay balanced when you're just on one hand. 2 more. And last one. Straight into the other side. Well done, guys. Shoulders, keep them away from your ears. Exhale, right arm forward. Inhale, return. Exhale, reach it forward. Inhale, return. Try and keep the rest of your body quite still as you do this. Allow the motion of your arm reaching forward to be the only thing that's reaching forward. Last one. Good, rest. So now we're gonna work the legs and the arms together, so this next part's gonna feel a little bit more challenging. Again, with the shoulders, make sure they stay back and down. That's a lot of a focus in Pilates, is our stability through the hips and shoulders. Take a nice big breath in, feel it into the lungs. As you exhale, opposite arm and leg reach away. Bring it in, and then we swap. Exhale, reach out. Inhale, return. Good job, guys. We've got 2 more. And last one. Good. Rest. So you can sit on your feet here, drop your head down to the mat, reach your hands forward, find a child's pose. Nice, bring yourself up, and we're gonna roll over onto our sides. When we are laying down on our mat, have your knees forward and have your feet behind. We're going to have our hands behind the back of our head, and our elbows are going to be around the side of our face. So we're going to focus here on opening up the chest. You're going to breathe in as you exhale, roll the arm away behind you, find a stretch, and then bring it back in. Breathe in, exhale, open it out behind. Try and keep your lower body connected to the mat here. Breathe out, sweep it behind. Good, this is number 4 and we're going to 8. Take your time with this one, find that stretch. 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Open it out behind, find that stretch if you can, keep your knees on the floor, bring it back in, unlace your hands, and we're going to now focus on our lower body. So bring the feet quite close towards the back edge of your mat. You're then going to keep the feet together for this next exercise. On the exhale, so we breathe in, as you breathe out, lift the legs apart, keep the feet together, going into your clams, return. I want you to focus on your hips here. So if you can, place a hand on your hip to make sure that they stay facing forwards. Open and close, 3 more times. Good, take your time with these ones. I want you to achieve control rather than rushing through the exercises. Now as you close it down, I want you to squeeze the knees together and lift the foot. Close it down and repeat 6 more times. So you're internally rotating your thigh as you lift the foot up in the air. Again, keeping the hips still if you can manage that. And if it doesn't feel achievable, practice. Aim for progression, not perfection. Last one. And rest. Now stretch that leg away so it's in line with the rest of the body. You're going to touch the floor and lift it back up. Lower it down and lift it up. Now think about staying balanced and the leg moving up and down, not backwards and forwards. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Good. Bring that leg in, drop it down on the mat in front of you. Stretch the bottom leg away. Sweep your hand behind to find yourself into a bit of a spine twist. Then bring it in and we're going to come up and swap sides. So we lower down onto the mat with our knees in front and our feet behind us, hands around the head. We take a breath in. As you exhale, you open the elbow out behind, find that stretch and then bring it back in. So we're here for 7 more. Keep your lower body connected to the mat. On the exhale, open it out behind. This is particularly nice to stretch those pecs of the chest muscles, which in the early days of having a little baby, you're going to find yourself in a very hunched and cuddly position. 2 more. Last one, and we're going to hold it out behind just for a bit. Extra stretch. Good, bring it in and close the hand onto the mat. Bring the feet behind, going into our clams. Open the knees apart, keep the feet together and back down. Again with the hand on the hip for a little bit of feedback. So as you lift that leg up, don't take it too far that your hip rolls away. Nice, you're done, halfway through. 3 more. And 2. Last one. And as you come down, squeeze the knees together, lift the ankle. Lower the ankle and then lift. that internal rotation of the thigh. Nicely done. 2 more. Last one. Lower. Reach the leg out. 8 leg lifts. Again, keeping the hips stable. Lower it down to the mat. Lift it back up. Lower down and lift. Work with that breath again. Gentle exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Bring it in, drop it down on the mat in front. Stretch the bottom leg. Take it into your stretch. Reach the arm behind you. And close it back down. Rest. Good. Now, we're going to come onto our backs. Grab the ball. And then come into your supine position. So, feet are going to be flat on the floor. You're going to have your head and your ribs and your pelvis as your points of reference for the next exercise. I'm going to get you to place your hands onto your hips. Try and find the bony landmarks in the front of the hips. We're going to concentrate on dropping one leg out to the side. So again, we're working with our breath. If your breath work doesn't marry up with mine, that's perfectly fine. I just want you to take a considered breath. As we breathe out, drop your right leg out to the side, keeping your left knee straight, and then bring it back in. So engage that pelvic floor and then drop the knee out to the side. The hands on the hips are giving you a little bit of feedback to stop the hips going too far. So if the weight of the leg feels quite heavy, don't take it so far to the floor. 2 more. Pelvic floor lift, drop the knee to the side, bring it back in. Last one. And we're going to swap. So now our right leg stays still and the left leg drops out to the side and comes back in. We do pelvic floor lift, abs engaged, drop the knee. Out to the side and back in. Nicely done. Keeping our right leg straight. Last one here. Nice. Both feet onto the floor, relaxing there. So now we're going to go into our heel slides. Breathe in once more. As you exhale, reach your left leg forward, straighten it, and then bring it in. Over to the right on the exhale. Exhale. Try and add that pelvic floor lift in. It's going to find some lower ab engagement. 2 more. Last one. Good. Now we're going to add the arms into it. So one hand's going to stay on the pelvis for this one. We're going to go left hand and right leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift the pelvic floor. One hand up overhead, other leg reaches away. Stay on this side, bring it in. And as you breathe out, try and keep your rib cage connected to the mat below you. Three more from this point. Nicely done. 2. And last one. Swapping sides. 6 on this side. Breathe in. Exhale. Arm overhead, leg straightens. Bring it in. So try and stay within the body for this one, meaning that we keep the rib cage down, we keep our shoulders relaxed, and the hips, we're trying to keep them as still as possible. It's a lot to think about to begin with, hence why we keep the exercises fairly simple. And that's sort of the reconnection part of this series. Last one. Good, rest in there. Grab your ball, and we're now going to pop it between the knees. Hands are going to rest down by your side on the mat. And we're just going to think about moving the pelvis backwards and forwards. So, on the next breath, we're going to think about tilting the pelvis backwards. You're going to feel your lower back press into the mat. So take a nice big breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to tilt your pelvis backwards, feel your lower back press into the mat, and then come back to your original position. So that will be your neutral spine. Breathe in, exhale, tilt backwards, and then come back in. Now this is a really nice one for finding a deeper core engagement and a pelvic floor. So together, adding the two exercises. So if you can add that lift sensation or the zipper from front to back to front, and then come back to your start. So as you tilt the pelvis backwards, you're going to add that pelvic floor zipper, you're going to hold, and then you're going to release the zipper, come back to your start position. 2 more. Tilt, hold, and then back. You're going to come back on this next one and we're going to hold it. We're going to squeeze that ball. So tilt your pelvis backwards, hold here, and we're going to squeeze the ball 10 times. Squeeze and release. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Hug the knees in towards your chest, give them a nice squeeze, and we'll finish there.